Have I ever not been there for you?
He didn't actually understand. He didn't get the dynamic we had and what it did to us. And me neither, actually. Up until today, I lived some sort of a misunderstanding. But it's over. It's true. You were there. Not just when we lost Astrid, you've always been there. I knew that whatever happened, you'd be there. It's not easy to explain why you fall in love with someone. There was no love at first sight between your father and I. We even lost touch after high school. And still, I went to university in Lyon, and he studied video games in Angoulême, across the country. We found each other again by chance, 3 years later at a friend's party. We talked all night. It was as if we had never been apart. About movies, of course. More specifically, Bridge to Terabithia. A drama about two awkward tweens who become friends. I spent 3 hours explaining to him that I thought the movie sucked, while he cried, reminiscing about the end. He was crying so hard and laughing at the same time. The other guests didn't understand. It's amazing, he said, that you can make art that moves you this way. Oh. Your father loves big emotions. On a day-to-day basis, he seems impervious, but it's all a facade. I was really impressed to see him spill his guts in public. It felt cathartic. I like to hide behind my cynicism. But I have to say, I was kind of jealous. At some point that night, we started making out. And I immediately knew that it would last. There was something in his eyes. I was really anxious at the time about everything. But when I woke up at his place the next day, for a brief moment, the oppressive feeling had disappeared. It happened again when I saw him the next day, and the day after, and then after that, every time we met, in spite of the distance. I felt like I was taking drugs, and it was really good, and I loved it. I didn't have that growing up with Marie. I felt like you believed in me. You're the only one who made me feel this way. You and Astrid. Yes, you too, my little dear.
I believe in you.
I know. Being with you was a gift. But it had to stop.
After Astrid died?
You see, my little fawn? Even when you're gone, you're never very far. Even before, I was just letting you lead me around. When Astrid died, I did what I always do. I leaned on you. You would have the answer. You would know what to do. But now, though, I understand. This whole time, your poor dad was fishing out corpses. Not literally. Don't worry, I'm not going crazy. It's just, it reminds me of this story I read while doing research for a screenplay. The story of a guy named Wei Peng, a farmer in the Yellow River Valley who found himself a unique occupation. His cabin is 20 kilometers downstream from Lanzhou, an industrial city that attracts poor folks looking for work. And their life is so terrible that a bunch of them are committing suicide. Lanzhou is mostly known for its thermal plants, its factories, and the highest level of atmospheric pollution in all of China. That said, there are cities like Lanzhou all around the world. Every morning, Wei Peng grabs his pitchfork, hops into his small boat, and he searches the river. He's looking for bulky and soft lumps. Most of the time, they're goat carcasses. But every now and then, he finds humans. When Wei Peng manages to identify the body, he sells it. Otherwise, he buries it. Between 500 and 5,000 yuan, depending on the client. I understood why people paid him. It's a horrible feeling not knowing what happened to a loved one. They were purchasing more than a mortal coil. They were purchasing peace of mind. But I didn't get why Wei Peng did it. How can you live with this job? Then I reached the end of the article. His own child died in that river. A kid your age, trying to retrieve a ball in the water. Wei Peng didn't know how to swim. He couldn't do anything. And now I understand Wei Peng. Just as I understand Alex. Some people find it easier to alleviate other people's grief than to deal with their own pain head on. Maybe that worked for you, being in that position. As long as you were taking care of me, you wouldn't have to think about yourself or about Astrid.
Maybe I never thought about it that way.
Me neither, you know, I only understand this now.
Okay, then. Why? If I thought I was helping you, but actually hurting, why did you come back to see me?
I really shouldn't have. I don't know what came over me.
Okay, but still, it was nice. Seeing each other again, wasn't it?
Of course, I liked it too. But it also felt like a farewell. That's besides the point. I don't know why I did what I did. I don't even know why I went to your house.
Because you wanted to see me.
It's true. I'm telling you, I have no idea why I went. Maybe it was out of habit? I think that's one of the reasons why I fell in love with Alex. His way of figuring stuff out has always fascinated me. I couldn't figure out a character's story arc. He figured it out. I couldn't get in touch with producers. He figured it out. I couldn't live without you. He figured it out. I believe that's why I went to see him last week. So he could figure it out for me. Except I didn't even know what my problem was on that day. If only it were that simple. Anyway, it was really stupid, and I probably hurt you.
Come on, Jim, stop that. Last week you were happy. For the first time since I can remember.
What would you know? We haven't seen each other in months.
That is true. And it wasn't my call. You're the one who left. And I respected your choice. I learned how to live without you. And you showed up on my doorstep out of fucking nowhere? What am I supposed to think?
Yeah, he's totally right about that. I'm sorry, Alex. I truly am. I know you're angry and...
I'm not angry.
But I was in a bad place. I didn't know what to do. I needed to see someone.
Why not your sister then? Or call a girlfriend? Even your mother, for that matter. You came to see me because I know what you are feeling. I understand your pain. Don't you think?
No, I don't think so. You don't understand anything. Well, if you really understand, then why do I... Why the hell do I feel so alone? No one can understand what I feel, ever. No one can tell me how to live with this, how to do this. It's a gaping hole in the fabric of life, and living with that big a hole in you it's impossible.